Welcome to Town Talk with Ted on News Talk 1230 WFVA. Over the next hour, you'll be introduced to local leaders who impact our community, including News Talk 1230 WFVA advertising partners sponsoring today's program. Now, the recipient of 3 First Place Virginia Association of Broadcasters Awards and the host of Town Talk, Ted Schubel.
This morning, our focus is the work of a local company reaching out in the community and beyond. Sam Cachola with Realty Professionals here, along with Linda Hill, the director of Stafford Junction. And in our next segment, we will talk by phone with Carl I, the co-founder of the Wounded Warrior Amputee Football Team. Sam, good to have you back. Good to have you here. You are a very busy person. It's good to have you back in this morning.
Well, thanks for having us. We're thrilled to be here.
Since you were in about a year ago talking about your company, why don't you give us kind of an overview of Realty, and what you do, and more important, just the focus that you have on the community.
Awesome. It's been an amazing ride. Last year, we were blessed by the Regional Chamber of Commerce with both the Entrepreneur of the Year Award and the Military Friendly Business of the Year Awards. And from then, it's just kind of been a snowball forward. Keeping purity of our mission, serving our clients, our community, and trying to help all those around us as we make a living in our community. It's really yielded some amazing events. We were nominated for the Dunkin' Donuts Community Hero this year, which we didn't win, but we actually we're in the running, so we got free coffee and donuts for a year, I love Dunkin' Donuts. Several other opportunities that came out of it was being asked to be on the board of directors for Stafford Junction, and that's going real well, which is why we have Linda here today. But I think the icing on the cake is actually going to Superbowl Media Week this year to support the Wounded Warrior Amputees as they play and raise awareness with the 9/11 first responders and NFL athletes as we ramp up for the Super Bowl. It's pretty amazing.
And that's what we're gonna talk about, especially focus in on that in this second segment this morning. And then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to bring Linda into the conversation and talk about the work of Stafford Junction in the area. What you do with Realty. Talk about that, because you really have a bold vision for things and a vision that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah, been in real estate for a long time, and trying to make it better, at least make it better for the folks that we interact with. But our vision statement is bold, and it's to change the way real estate is conducted on a global scale by committing to the readiness and stability of both our communities and clients, empowering them to make sound real estate decisions rooted in clearly defined goals, season of life, and their fiscal well-being. And the thought process behind it, we've actually coined it caremanship. And what I'm trying to instill in people and instill in the industry is that what we do in real estate on an individual basis impacts the world. So if we enter every transaction with the thought process of not only how does it affect the individual, but that the outcome of this has the ability to affect all humanity, then we need to apply caremanship and make sure that by taking care of the needs of this individual, we're making the community stronger and making our nation stronger.
And obviously, you've had some success doing this.
It's been received real well. Between our philosophies of caremanship and our affiliation with the National Homes for Heroes program, it truly has, it's here. I mean, we're doing it on a national level.
Sam, talk about the Homes for Heroes program.
Well, when I started this out, I was looking for a way to give back to the community that would benefit the folks in our community. And through doing some research, I fell across the National Homes for Heroes franchise. We joined forces with them about 5 years ago. And the premise of the program is to take care of our community heroes, those who take care of us on a daily basis. So it's not just military, it's firefighters, it's law enforcement, it's educators, clergy, first responders, medical professionals, nurses, all the people who make our community go. Years ago, a police officer couldn't walk into a store and not get a free cup of coffee, and it's just not that way anymore. There was a level of respect with those types of professions, and post-September 11th, Homes for Heroes wanted to raise awareness about what they do for the community and also give them some stability. And in doing so, we offset their costs when buying a home. So we discount our commission by 25% and donate it to our hero clients and help them get into a home.
Sam Cacciola here with Realty Professionals this morning on News Talk 1230 WFVA on Town Talk. If someone wants to get a hold of you and just a little bit they've heard from you this morning, Sam, and they think I'd like to talk to him about getting into a home, or what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Locally, VirginiaHeroes.com is the best website. You learn about the program, you learn about us. Corporately, RealityRealtyPros.com are the two best options, and we also have 877 VA Heroes is a great phone number to contact us on.
Has this gone the way you expected?
There's no way. No, let me answer that. No. We started out just trying to do the right thing, and it's just taken on a life of its own. So I use the word blessed and humbled every day, because literally you're talking about 8 people, working hard, trying to do the right thing, from little old Fredericksburg and Stafford, Virginia, and we have an opportunity to go to a national media event that's going to be broadcasted globally. I mean, it's amazing. So the message of caremanship, the message of Homes for Heroes, showing people that you can earn a living and do the right thing is just amazing. I mean, here we are.
How'd you get into this business?
I've been in it now for about 10 years, and I got in it because I wasn't treated fairly in a transaction years ago, and it happened to be a friend's wife who was a real estate agent, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. So from that point forward, I ended up working really hard to get smart on real estate overall as a consumer, and then it transitioned from being a consumer to being an advocate, and an agent, and now a broker.
Set it up for us, because we're going to take a break in a second, and we're going to bring Carl I into this conversation. But kind of set it up to what this is about, this Wounded Warrior Amputee program and the event that's going to be coming up the week of right before the Super Bowl.
These guys are absolutely amazing. Carl and his team are just pure of heart and doing the right thing. I mean, their number one goal is awareness about warrior needs, amputee needs, and getting guys back to work and getting their life back to normal. Secondary to them is money, which is right in line with our vision. Do it right, do it for the right reasons, and you'll get the right outcome. So what they're doing now is raising awareness about the athletes themselves, about how many folks that are coming back who need this type of support. But I think more importantly, it provides a platform for these guys to show the world not only can they still do it, but that despite the worst possible situation, you can still rise, you can still persevere, and you can still make a difference. And that's what we're about. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity to see this play out on the national level, with Wounded Warriors, with a program started in Virginia, our program in Virginia, bringing it to the world, and a hero-centric community. I mean, we have all types of warriors here. We have all types of heroes and 9/11 first responders. This affected all of our lives, and we're taking this from Virginia. We're going to New York, and we're going to spread awareness and hopefully make a difference in more people's lives.
We're going to follow up and add Carl I to the conversation this morning. Sam Cacciola with Realty Professionals here this morning, and we're talking really about a local company that is reaching out not only in this community but worldwide. More coming up on Town Talk on News Talk 1230 WFVA.
This is Town Talk with Ted on News Talk 1230 WFVA. Guests appearing on today's show are News Talk 1230 WFVA advertising partners sponsoring this broadcast. Now, back to News Talk 1230's Ted Schubel.
Our focus this morning, the work of a local company reaching out in the community and beyond. Sam Cacciola with Realty Professionals here. We welcome to the conversation this morning now Carl I, the co-founder of the Wounded Warrior Amputee program. The football team is what we're going to really focus on this morning. Carl, it is welcome to the program. Good to have you here. Talk to us about the Wounded Warrior Amputee program.
Well, Ted, thanks for having me. Let me say hello to Sam. He's done great things with us already. The Wounded Warrior Amputee football team is a group of service members from Iraq and Afghanistan who lost an arm or leg, or in some cases more than one arm or leg, and they play football, and they play against NFL greats so that they can show a lesson in perseverance. Our saying for our team is perseverance isn't the goal, it's a way of life. So people come out, watch them play ball, and go, wow, if that guy can play football, or that girl, yes, we have girls on the team can play flag football, you know what, my day's not quite that tough. So they're just a great effort and perseverance, and quite an example for all of our fans.
And I would guess just their involvement, it gives everyone, especially those people that have lost limbs, just hope that, like you say, that life does go on.
Well, it's interesting you say people who, have lost limbs. I'm telling you that people who haven't lost limbs, that have a tough commute in Washington, D.C., or maybe have a difficult boss, or even a kid who's got a tough math test coming up, it isn't quite as hard when they see these guys and girls out there playing football, based on the fact that they're going to go through all those issues in life, but before they do it, they're going to strap on a false leg or a false arm. So all of a sudden, people in the stands start realizing, wow, you know what? I got it tough in some cases, certainly. I'm not going to say anything about some of our fans, how they negotiate their life, but when they see someone else negotiate their life after they put on a limb, they start to realize, you know what, I can make it. I can get through this.
Superbowl with the Wounded Warrior Amputees. How did that whole situation come about?
Back in 2009, I met a gentleman, Chris Visser, who is the brother of Leslie Visser, the only woman in the NFL Hall of Fame. Chris has been in the sports production business for 28 years and has done 28 straight Super Bowls with various media outlets. And so he has quite a Rolodex of NFL stars. And frankly, I'm impressed with how many of them are really, really supportive of our military. I know many Americans are, but I'm really impressed with how many stand forward and say, yeah, I want to be a part of this. So we started getting with the NFL athletes, putting on these exhibition games, and every year Chris is able to get us press passes to the Superbowl Media Center, which is where we'll be next week, a week from today, and we will go on the air with our Wounded Warrior amputee football players and NFL stars discussing various issues. And then on Wednesday night at Cody Arena in New Jersey, we will play those NFL guys in a game inside the indoor arena. I
should have asked you right at the start, but do you have a website for all of this?
Absolutely. You can go to woundedwarrioramputeefootballteam.org, or you can go to wwaft.org. Both of those are the same. They mimic each other, and we have a website, and that's where you can find out a lot of information about our team.
Sam and Realty involved with you next week. Talk about that partnership.
Sam Cachola is a patriot, period. Former Marine, has a great organization with Realty, works with Homes for Heroes, always leaning forward for veterans. So when I first met him, it seemed like a natural fit. He jumped on the bandwagon for our game in Arlington at the last minute and said, I'm all in, came out, supported, did the right thing for us. And then I said, look, Sam, let's take you to the Super Bowl. I know Super Bowl is a national thing, but we can certainly brag about Sam, Realty, and Homes for Heroes on a national level as well. So Sam's come to the Super Bowl as one of our sponsors, and he'll be on Radio Row with us as well.
Sam, for you, what's this like?
It's surreal. It absolutely is surreal on a few fronts. I mean, you spend so much time trying to do the right thing, and the odds seem against you, and then your people are put in your path that just think the same way, act the same way, and when you see Carl and his team in action, I mean, it's just the littlest things: the care, the respect, the honor, the power that they bring to these guys' lives. It's just amazing. So to be around them and partner up with this and be in the same area is amazing for us, and the ability to help them in our small way take this on a national level and help more people. It's exactly what we're about at Realty Professionals, Homes for Heroes overall. I mean, it's just an absolutely amazing opportunity to showcase the men and women who defend our nation doing what they are meant to do, which is literally serve, protect, honor, and educate. And they're doing it on a global scale, overcoming adversity and setting the example for a nation. That's what this is about. Anybody can give you money. This is an opportunity that fills their soul. It makes them whole. They're giving back. They've mastered Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They are being the best they can be and putting it forward for the world to see and help motivate. It's just an amazing, amazing event. We're thrilled to be a part of it.
What's interesting, Carl, is to hear Sam talk about you without you in the room, and with you here talking about Sam. I mean, there's obviously a great deal of professionally. You both seem to enjoy working with each other.
Yeah, we've known each other for a short period, but it's been great. I mean, I've been able to go do a couple things with him since we've met, and what I want to share with you on that regard is that he has his focus in the right place. So if you're out there today and you're thinking about doing something in the home buying field, etc., I would tell veterans, go see Sam. But I'd also tell my friends who aren't veterans, who aren't military, to go see Sam, just because he has a passionate desire to do the right thing in his profession. And, of course, he's taking care of veterans with us, working with the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team.
Thanks, Carl. I appreciate that. Beyond words, I mean, this really is, there's two parts to what we do. It's a full-service real estate brokerage that it's all about supporting the community. So, I mean, that's what we've been able to do and keep it pure of heart for 5 years now, and all I can say is thank you for allowing us to be a part of this opportunity. It means the world to us. It means the world to my team. I can't help but think we're the only company from Stafford, Virginia that's going to the Super Bowl, and it's because our actions and our words and everything we've done are in alignment. It's a tremendous partnership with Homes for Heroes, and we're looking forward to supporting you and the team and helping the world see how you can persevere.
Carl,
I want to throw a shout out real quickly before we end up here. But I want to share with you that I'm impressed, for instance, at our game on the 29th of January at Cody Arena, New Jersey. There's still some tickets for sale, but very basically, the Village People is our halftime show, and they're doing it for free. Phil McConkey, Naval Academy graduate, New York Giants Super Bowl winner, is one of our captains. Rocky Blyer, Purple Heart winner, not winner, but Purple Heart awardee from Vietnam. He's one of our captains, and then we have. Jack Youngblood will be there as well. He's a Vietnam-era football player that did tons of USO tours to take care of troops. So we're just very fortunate to have these guys leaning forward, saying, you know what, this is the right thing to do. I want to be a part of it, and they have a tie to the military in some fashion. So I know New Jersey's quite a ways away for a lot of people listening to your radio show, but there are some tickets left. We'd appreciate if they want to come out. I got to tell you, 3,500 seats in Cody Arena. Rumor has it we're going to be sold out. We've already spoke to the fire marshal about getting a little leniency, because there's a lot of people saying, hey, we want to be a part of this and see these guys and gals from the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team in action.
Well, and Carl, this Super Bowl with the Wounded Warriors amputees, obviously, I mean, this is a big deal. This is a big event.
Well, the Essex County supervisor, a guy named Mr. DiVincenzo, came out to do our press conference on 6th January. He brought out his whole staff, his entire staff. The county's behind it. We're in a county facility. They've really leaned forward and helped us out. And, yeah, they put the word out. We have the Sheriff's Department. We have the first responders from New York City 911 Fire Department will be playing against us, as well as some of the New Jersey Fire Department personnel. So, yeah, we're going to pack this house. There's going to be a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of patriots there, both from the military and the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team, as well as the 911 first responders from New York City and New Jersey.
And Sam, you're going to be there.
We are, in a big way, and it really is amazing. It sounds huge, and it is huge, but the idea is so basic. We're taking care of our own, we're raising awareness, and we're allowing opportunities for folks to give back. It transcends a traditional business thought process. I was telling my team, this is holistic, idealistic, and simplistic. It's, support their soul and you make them whole. When you give them an opportunity to be the best they can be on a national field and affect lives, that's why they joined the service to begin with. This isn't money driven. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to serve and protect. And now they're going to serve, they're going to protect, they're going to educate, and now they're going to empower. And an invitation to the Super Bowl, what Carl's been able to put together for his guys, it puts him front and center on a national stage to say, here I am, this is what I've done, and this is what I can do for you. The thing that will blow you away is the level of service that these guys still want to provide. The level of service that Carl provides, the players provide. These guys donate their time. They donate so much to this. They make it possible. It's their philanthropy. It's their heart. It's their spirit to serve. And when you see them on the field going at it head to head, it's just amazing. And with the Super Bowl backdrop, I can't help but think lives are going to be affected globally. It's amazing to see.
Carl, is the game itself, is it pretty competitive?
It's the players we have on our team are very competitive. I will tell you they're undefeated. They beat the Redskins greats in Arlington back in November, and they beat the Green Bay greats back in July. So they are undefeated. They are very athletic. we don't have any practices. We don't work out per se, but these guys are all, and gals are all people who are athletic while they were in the military, before they got hurt, and they've, endured through their physical therapy. So yeah, they're competitive. They want to win. This is going to be the biggest challenge we have, because we're playing firefighters, and it'll be interesting to see what the outcome's about. But can I just share one more thing with you, Ted, that I think is interesting for your listening audience, is that the Superbowl Media Center has approximately 130 major media outlets throughout the country inside a big convention center in New York City. Sam and his team will be able to go to the media center with an NFL superstar and get on the radio in various parts of the country to discuss Homes for Heroes and Reality Realty, along with a Wounded Warrior Amputee football player. So here is this outstanding venue of media that says, hey, we're interviewing guys who got hurt in Iraq and Afghanistan. We're interviewing guys that are supporting them, like Sam. And here's an NFL person that's like, hey, I'm all about this too. So it's just a win-win situation that garners a lot of media attention. And like I said, we're raising awareness for all of our service members with the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team. And hitting 130 major radio stations across the country is a big, big win for all of us.
How did you get involved with this, Carl?
I'm a retired Army public affairs officer. Like I said, I met Chris back in 2009 when we were working on an issue together, and it's ballooned since there. I like working with the media, worked with them for a long time, and I just recognize that if you want somebody to come support your particular cause, you need to have somebody, I hate to use the word hook, but someone that's going to garner that kind of attention. So when we have NFL players show up to do press conferences with Wounded Warrior Amputee football players, the media shows up, and I'm saying that's a good thing. So we're harnessing that effort, that celebrity effort, to bring attention to our service members.
Carl, before we need to get running here, let people again know how they can find out about the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team and this event next week.
Well, I've got a couple ways to do it. One is on the Wounded Warrior Amputee Football Team.org website, or wwaft.org. When you go on that website, there's a phone number on there. There's a way to contact me. There's a way to contact Chris. I'd certainly appreciate any kind of information you want to send me. We're happy to have volunteers. We're happy to have donations. You can make donations right on the website. And then we'd like to see you at the game. So please come on out to the game at Cody Arena, 29 January. Gates open at 6 o'clock.
Wounded Warrior Amputee Football Team is what we're talking about with Carl I. He's the co-founder. Again, wwaft.org if you want to find out more information. Carl, great to talk to you, and thanks for what you do and what you're doing in the greater Northern Virginia community, but what you're doing to with this Wounded Warrior Amputee Team. Great stuff.
Can't do it without great guys like you, Ted, giving us some time on the radio and your radio station. Thank you very much for having me.
Sam Cacciola also here with Realty Professionals. When we come back, we're going to talk with Linda Hill, the Executive Director of Stafford Junction, and tie her into what she's involved with Sam and Reality Realty. This is Town Talk on News Talk 1230 WFVA. More coming up. It's now 8:31.
Okay, listen, we got to talk about something.
Talk done right. News Talk 1230 WFVA Fredericksburg, a Centennial Broadcasting station.
Another dangerous cold wave is plunging the nation back into the deep freeze as icy polar air slips.
Nice mild day coming in today. A few clouds around, already at 40 with a southwesterly breeze. As we kick off the day, most of us will be in the 40s, rising to about 55 this afternoon. Overnight tonight, a few clouds, 29. Snow tomorrow with a winter storm watch in effect near 30, maybe 1 to 3 inches. For News Talk 1230 WFVA, I'm Ray Stijic from the Weather Channel.
This is Town Talk with Ted on News Talk 1230 WFVA. Guests appearing on today's show are News Talk 1230 WFVA advertising partners sponsoring this broadcast. Now, back to News Talk 1230's Ted Schubel.
Sam Cacciola is here with Reality Realty. Also, Linda Hill now. We welcome Linda to the program. She is the Executive Director of Stafford Junction. Linda, you've been sitting there. You've been behaving yourself, and we welcome you to the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be a part. I've been invited to be a part of this because we are looking forward. Sam is on our board of directors and is providing us with an opportunity to take some of the children we serve up to see this game next week. And we just think that is an outstanding opportunity. So I'm thrilled to be here and be a part of this.
Sam, talk about that, because we're going to go back to Linda in a second and talk about the work of Stafford Junction. But it's one thing to be involved with this football game next week, but it's another to be able to bring along some people some kids from Stafford.
Well, I mean that's part of the vision. You know, it's not about us; it's about what we can do for other people and serve our clients and serve our community. And being on the board of directors, seeing what they're putting into the community in terms of leadership, mentorship, education, and teaching these kids to persevere. It was just it was a natural fit to get some of the kids up there that have done real well in the program, highlight Linda's success, and show these kids what you can achieve when you overcome. All you need is within you now. Whether you have limbs or not, money or not, or where you come from, you can live your life on your terms and make a difference. And that's what Stafford Junction is teaching these kids, and we want to support that.
Linda, talk about the work of Stafford Junction. You've been around for a while, the Stafford Junction has, and talk about the work that's being done there.
Stafford Junction serves children in Stafford County and their families who are at risk because of poverty and limited English proficiency. Every child we serve lives below the poverty line. So, and we have several different programs, but let me tell you just a little bit about how we started, because I think that is an important thing. The concept really came from Sheriff Charlie Jett. He said that he was sending too many officers into one of the very large low-income community, and that he thought if someone was in there providing some after-school activities and particularly some direction and vision for these kids to see how they might rise above where they are right now, and I thought that was very interesting, become the most that they could be, which is exactly the phrase that I just heard here. So he went to the Ministerial Association of Stafford County and said, I believe if there was something going on that we could make a difference. And out of that, it was first called Old Forge Junction, and then as it has expanded to serve other communities in the area, they set up first an after-school program called Brain Builders. And that is, and after that program had been in operation for 2 years, there was a 50% reduction in his after-school calls from this neighborhood. This is a program that is proven. We can see the difference that it makes. And what we're trying to do is give these kids some of the same advantages that I was able to give my child, and my children actually, as a middle-class parent. So this is why this whole opportunity to go up and see the Wounded Warrior game and to be a part of all the Super Bowl activities, that's the kind of thing that when I had children this age, I would have been thrilled to have had my children do.
Yeah.
But this would be completely out of the reach of these children.
I would think that what you're doing and what you're able to do, the Stafford County school system has to be just thrilled, because so much is made now of test scores and various things that schools are being judged by the state on, and you're really stepping forward and making a difference.
That's right, and it goes beyond just being thrilled. They provide some critical support. We have another board member who's an assistant superintendent for Stafford County, but very important, because the program could not happen without this. They provide school bus transportation for our after-school program. So the children, we are now this year in 5 schools, and we hope that will expand to a couple more over the next few years. So they not only support it and are thrilled, but they actually provide the support that we have to make this work.
Obviously, there's a need for financial support. How can people get involved that way too?
That there is a need, definitely a need for financial support. We don't come with any, we're not a program that's sponsored by the federal government or by the state. This is a local community organization that thrives in its own local support. You can go to our website, which is www.staffordjunction.org, or to our Facebook page. Again, just search for Stafford Junction, and there is an opportunity to volunteer from the website, or you can call us at 540-368-0081. We're located in South Stafford. But just as important as the financial need is, we averaged last year almost 120 volunteers a week. Now think about that. And when you have to have that many volunteers to put on the program, then it's essential that people step up to volunteer their time. So you can read about the options on our website and Facebook, or give us a call and let us talk to you about what your schedule is, because volunteering has to work with your schedule, and your interest as well. What might make a difference to you? In addition to the after-school program, we have a program for preschool children. It's almost too late by the time they start school.
Yeah.
And we have a summer program, and we have a program called Healthy Living Pays, in which we are providing opportunities for exercise and better nutrition.
120 volunteers a week is pretty substantial.
It's just amazing.
Sam, what got you involved in this? Because there's obviously the need, and you're all about helping people, and especially kids.
You know, when you do the right thing, I mean, opportunities just unfold in front of you. I was asked to give a presentation for the chamber after we won the awards last year. Linda was there. She approached me. She explained the program to me. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, I'll tell you, I was an at-risk youth, and I'm thankful every day that people invested in me. So it was an opportunity for me to give back and make a difference in their lives. And, you know, think about this. A program started by Sheriff Jett locally to solve a problem and make a difference in people's lives, and you get 120 volunteers a week behind it. You get folks putting money into the program, and you're changing lives. And, you know, now we have the opportunity to show these kids that it works, and that because you've excelled in it, you know, here's your reward. So, you know, that's to be able to take them to the Super Bowl for us is full, not the actual game, but to participate in the events. It's full circle.
Yeah,
it's full circle for the staff. It's full circle for the program. It's full circle for the kids, and they get to see firsthand that the universe will match your effort, and if you do good deeds, it'll come through, and that ultimately persevere. That's what it's about, and so we're thrilled to be a part of it.
Linda, do the kids who are the two kids who are going to this game with the going up for some of the Super Bowl activities and all? Do they know who they are yet?
Yes, they have been selected. We work closely in these neighborhoods, and so we have selected the kids and are finalizing all of the issues about the transportation and so forth. And these are some high school students, but they are ones who have come through our program, and one of the young men is one that is even right now. We encourage these children. We think teaching them to turn around and give back is just as important as helping them achieve academically. And so one of these young men has just been approved to be involved. We have some funding in which they are going to actually help beautify their neighborhood.
Okay.
So, and I said that in my enthusiasm incorrectly. It's actually 120 a month, but that is still an unbelievable amount of volunteers.
Yeah. No, that's you rely on a lot of people to keep the program going.
It wouldn't happen without it.
But we'll take 120 a week, so feel free to give her a call.
Nothing says it can't be that.
That's right.
That's right. And there are weeks when it is that.
I'm sure. Sam, when do you ever sleep?
I don't. But it's I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's, you know, we stay in the Marine Corps. So as long as I'm above ground, I'm going to keep trying to make a difference. And that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what caremanship is. It's a cooperation between, you know, community, business, the people, making a difference in their lives, paying it forward, and bringing everybody along with you. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity we have to share with Stafford Junction and impact lives. And do you think these Wounded Warriors for a second thought that they were going to make a difference in a young man's life in Stafford? We'll compound that times a gazillion when they get on the national stage at the Super Bowl. And that's what this opportunity represents, and that's what Carl's put together, and that's what's enabled me to bring Stafford Junction up there. We're going to affect lives, make a difference, and hopefully, stabilize the nation.
You're going to be, you mentioned you're going to be doing with Radio Row there during Super Bowl week next week in New York. I'm kind of helping you along here and giving you some practice.
And I'll take it, as we can see from a couple stumblings here. But no, you absolutely are. And B101 has been huge. They got behind this. There's a show going on today on B101 proper. We're here today with you on Town Talk on the AM partnership station. I mean, we're just blessed. You guys are helping us in a way we couldn't even have imagined. And just so the listeners understand, this was donated time. So I want you to understand that B101 is behind the cause, understands caremanship. They're giving back to the community, and they're helping others help themselves. This is all about empowerment. And when we're just scratching the surface. I mean, who knows what next year is going to hold? We didn't think we'd be here, but I do know it's going to make a difference in 3 young men's lives at Stafford Junction, and who knows what they're going to be able to do when they see and it solidifies in their brains that, hey, listen, if I do the right thing, if I step up to the plate, if I become a community leader and I can be a mentor to others, I can make a difference. And that's what Sheriff Jett's vision was. That's what Linda executes every day, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Linda, before we break here, give us again a phone number and the website for people who want to get some more information about and know about Stafford Junction.
Thanks. The phone number is 540-368-0081. And our website, very simple, is www.staffordjunction.org. It's also on Facebook.
Okay, now all kinds of information there. We're gonna before we run out of time this morning, we'll get back with you and have you talk a little bit more about Stafford Junction. Sam Cacciola with Realty Professionals here this morning. When we come back, we're going to talk again about the Wounded Warrior Amputee project and the game next week. We'll talk with Carl I again and kind of recap what we've been talking about this morning with Sam and his team here. More coming up on Town Talk on News Talk 1230 WFVA.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children.
Of the Intercollegiate Ballroom Dance Competition is
named as First Team All-National Football League is
Jim Thorpe, All-American Native American, and he raised the bar for every American. Excellence. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Welcome back to Town Talk with Ted on News Talk 1230 WFVA. You can weigh in on today's Town Talk topic on Facebook. Just search News Talk 1230 WFVA. Now, your host, Ted Schubel.
Sam Cacciola here in studio with us. He is with Realty Professionals. Linda Hill also here, the director of Stafford Junction. We've really been talking this morning, really at the heart of all this, a local company reaching out in the community and with some of the things that are going on, especially next week up in New York and New Jersey with the Super Bowl, really beyond. But before we wrap up and talk about those events, Sam, let me let you talk again about Realty and your Homes for Heroes program, because there's you're involved in the community, but you really have, especially through your with Realty, you've got really a mission that you try to reach out to the community with.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about evaluation, education, and empowerment, making sure folks are making the right decision when it comes to housing, and then offsetting their costs when we do it. Partnered up with Homes for Heroes about 5 years ago. It's a national program that allows us to donate 25% of our commission, back to the clients. And in doing so, there's generally money left over, and that's the money that we put back into the community to help jumpstart that. We've been very successful with it. We're #1 in Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. We're #2 in the nation. We're really, having a huge impact here on the program. It's just a tremendous way to give back. And kind of put your money where your mouth is. Everybody talks about never forget, and what I always tell my guys is never forget and always support, because it's easy to forget. But when you're in there supporting, if you're doing the deeds, you can't forget, because you're there getting dirty every day. One of my favorite quotes from Ronald Reagan is he says, "We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone." And I think that kind of sums up, what we're doing as an organization. We're going to help as many people as we can and hopefully make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And one of those venues is partnering up with folks like Carl for the Super Bowl on a national level, and then obviously Stafford Junction, being able to help them bring their message, raise awareness, and have greater impact on a local scale.
These are exciting times, I know, for Stafford Junction, Linda, in what you're doing, and everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger and better for you.
Yes, I'm just really pleased with the progress that we've seen as we've expanded the number of children and families we serve, and I'm especially excited about this opportunity for the kids that we serve who do face challenges themselves, to be able to see people who've overcome what many would perceive much bigger challenges through the loss of a limb. So a lot of wonderful opportunities come from a fantastic board and from a community that supports us. And
it's staffordjunction.org for more information, or the phone number 540-368-0081 if you want to find out what's going on and how you can become involved with Stafford Junction. You mentioned in the last segment that you have 120 volunteers a month, and that there's a lot going on.
Right. That is true. And of course today, since it is Martin Luther King Day, I'll go from here, and this is a volunteer group is put together, a senior Girl Scout troop. We're doing a reading and math event to which will bring over probably 40 to 50 children.
Okay. And Sam, before we get out of here, we need to talk about Super Bowl with the Wounded Warriors Amputees. That's where a couple of students or participants with Stafford Junction are going up with you, and you're going to be up there talking about the program and just a number of things next week up in New Jersey.
Absolutely. Carl, I, and the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team have invited us up there to come and support. It's just a tremendous event. The Wounded Warrior Amputees are going to face off against 9/11 responders and NFL athletes up in New Jersey, kind of a fundraising event. But the event is not just about football or fundraising. I mean, it's really raising the bar on the human spirit and what people can accomplish when they make a decision to persevere and go forward. And we need to do that as a nation. And this specific event is about that. It's about a sacrifice, made for a nation. It's paid for by individuals, and the dedication to supporting those who serve. This event and events like this, it gives everyone an opportunity to see their sons and daughters whole again, giving back and doing the right things. And when our Warriors take the field against these guys, with that Super Bowl backdrop, it's just an amazing opportunity to fuel their spirits, raise money, raise awareness, and show people that who've sacrificed so much post-September 11th that they can persevere, that they can bring us one step closer to being whole as a nation and continue to make a difference after they serve our great country. I mean, it's an amazing event that just transcends that traditional business thought process. It's about supporting their soul and making them whole for a nation.
Sam, before we go, we got just a couple of seconds here for Reality Realty. How can someone get in touch with you?
RealityRealtyPros.com and VirginiaHeroes.com are the best ways to get a hold of us. And feel free to give us a call on the program or any opportunities that we might be able to support our community with.
Great stuff. And if you're talking to ESPN next week, try to work my name in a couple of times.
You're there, brother. I never forget where I come from.
That's it for Town Talk. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Town Talk with Ted on News Talk 1230 WFVA. The views expressed by the host and guests on this program are their own and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or Centennial Broadcasting. The Glenn Beck program is next on News Talk 1230 WFVA.
I'm Bob Sizemore.